Charlie Dickens, Chapter 47, Bob's Caravan. They ventured further into the woods, feeling pleased with themselves. Charlie was getting tired and hungry, but he didn't want to moan to Tinker, who never seemed to be tired and spoil their day out. After about half an hour of walking, they spotted thick black smoke in the distance. It was curling like a snake into the sky. Maybe someone is camping out there, said Tinker enthusiastically, but Charlie was not so enthusiastic as he'd had enough shocks for one day. They pushed through the trees and then they came to a clearing, and before them was a tatty-looking caravan. The smoke was coming from a battered-looking dustbin, which seemed to be burning for no reason. Tinker walked over and he picked up a stick and he moved the smouldering coals and the ash around, and more smoke filled the sky like a grim warning. Be careful, said Charlie, starting to panic that someone may come, as he watched the faded caravan door and he dreaded opening it. His imagination was running away with him, and he didn't expect someone meek and mild to be opening the door. He expected someone 6'7", with a snarling dog who wasn't keen on trespassers. Little did he know that it was Bob's place, and they were lucky that he was out. Tinker grew bored playing with the smoking stick, and he walked over to the window bravely, and he wiped away the cobwebs and the thick layers of dust, and he peered inside. All he could see was a green, dusty-looking armchair, old newspapers strewn all over the floor, and a crate of beer in the corner. Unfortunately, he also saw a shotgun in the corner, and it looked like it couldn't wait to be fired. Tinker gulped, but he decided to keep his thoughts to himself. Luckily, he was sure that the owner wasn't in, and the last thing that he wanted to do was to get on the wrong side of someone with a gun. Charlie was getting restless and worried. I think we should go, he said, and he was getting cold and hungry, and he wanted to go home. He could almost smell Mum's cooking in his mind, and it was making his stomach rumble like Niagara Falls. He was just about to tell Tinker that he was ready to go when he heard footsteps crashing through the brambles, and he could see a familiar figure through the trees. It was Bob. Quick, hide, said Charlie, and Tinker ran back as they scrambled behind a wide oak tree, and it was perfect cover. Bob had a scowl on his face as usual. He'd had an argument with the shopkeeper, who had implied as politely as possible that Bob smelt. It wasn't a smart move. All of the customers were looking down their noses at him, and one thing which Bob hated more than anything was to be looked down upon. The anger throbbed in his chest, piston-like, and he could feel himself overheating as a red mist rose and threatened to engulf him.